Hello, this is Dr. Sandra Cosgrove. I'm a history professor at the College of Southern Nevada and executive director of Vote Nevada. At Vote Nevada, our tagline is solving problems through civics. So today I want to again talk about Nevada's election 2022, talk about voter registration, your sample ballot, and how to do research of the candidates and ballot questions. Okay, let's start with voter registration. A person must meet the following qualifications to register to vote in Nevada. The person must be a United States citizen, must be at least 17 years old if pre-registering to vote, or at least 18 years old by the date of the election if registering to vote. Must have continuously resided in their Nevada county at least 30 days before the date of the election, and must have continuously resided in their precinct at least 10 days before the date of the election. In Nevada, we are very lucky that we have online voter registration. If you have a DMV-issued driver's license or ID, you can go to registertovote.nv.gov and go online, and in about 5 minutes, you'll be registered to vote. So when you go to this website, you will see this block show up right on the web page. If you are a new voter registrant, you will click on the top bar. So if you've never registered to vote before in the state of Nevada, you click on the green bar at the top. If you want to update your existing voter registration, or as I encourage my students to do, just check your registration to make sure that everything is current and correct, go to update my existing voter registration. When you log in, it will ask for your information on your DMV issued card. When you get in, you need to make sure that your name is spelled correctly, that your address is correct because your representation is based on your address, and you will want to look at your party registration. If you'd like to be a Republican or a Democrat, you can select one of those. If you'd like to be a Libertarian or a member of the Green Party or any other third party, you can pick one of those. If you do not want to affiliate with a party, you do not want to be a member of a party, you will select nonpartisan. So that's what we call the independent voters in Nevada who are not affiliated with the party, nonpartisans. After that, please make sure that you have contact information available. You can select do not share, but please put an email address or cell phone number down to make sure if there is any type of problem with a mail-in ballot. So if you use your mail-in ballot and it goes in and there's something wrong, for instance, possibly left the signature off, possibly the signature does not match, the registrar's office needs to be able to get a hold of you to fix that problem. If you have no contact information available, it's going to take longer to reach you because they'll have to mail you something. So please put an email address or a cell phone number, and then you can check the box that says keep this information private. But that way, if there's a problem with your mail-in ballot, they will be able to contact you to fix your signature or to maybe affix your signature because you left it off. The last screen you see when you're doing the online voter registration for the first time or updating your registration account is you will see a box and it will be your signature that's on record with the Department of Motor Vehicles, the DMV. And it's going to ask you, is this your signature? That's the signature that's on your driver's license or ID. That's the signature that's going to be now on record for voter registration. Your signature, whether you're signing the poll book by voting in person or signing the back of your envelope for the mail-in ballot, your signature needs to match what's in your account. So I always tell my students before every election, please log in, make sure your information is correct, put contact information, and then look at your signature so that you remember how you signed your ID. And that's the way you're going to need to sign when you check in on the poll book for in-person, or you're going to sign the back of your envelope for a mail-in ballot. Once you are registered to vote, to get information about upcoming elections, in Clark County, you can Google Clark County Election Department. The website will pop up and you will see this information on the website. This allows you to actually log into the page that we just saw before, registertovotenv.gov, but it also has PDF files that you can open up by clicking. The one at the top has all the information that you need to know about the upcoming election. But let's say you only wanted the early voting schedule, or you only wanted to look at important dates for the 2020 election. You can click on any of these links and it will provide you with the information that you need. So again, all you have to do is Google Clark County Elections Department and you'll be able to get right to this website. Once you're registered to vote, you will also receive a sample ballot in each election cycle. You can request your sample ballot be sent to you in paper form, or you can request that your sample ballot be sent to you electronically. If it's sent to you electronically, you will receive it as an email, and there will be attachments for PDF files. This way, you save trees, plus it will always be accessible through your device, whether that's your phone or your iPad, and then you'll be able to carry it around with you. And if you just happen to come across maybe an open polling location and you want to pop in and out to get your voting taken care of, your sample ballot will always be with you. That information that we just saw on the Clark County Elections Department website is also in your sample ballot. So again, that makes it nice and easy and convenient to be able to quickly look up information about how to use the voting machines or where the mail-in drop box sites are. So once you receive your sample ballot, it's very useful for answering your questions and for researching the candidates. In your sample ballot, you will see the races that you will be able to vote on that year. You need to make sure that you're looking at your sample ballot because it is customized based on where you live. So if you have a friend and they have a sample ballot, it's going to be customized for where they live because your representation oftentimes is based on the neighborhood that you live in, the part of town that you live in. So it's based on your address. You will see the offices listed from the federal races, such as the U.S. State Senate, down to those open primary nonpartisan races, such as sheriff or the judges or the school board. So as you go down for each race, it's going to show you the candidates who are running. So for instance, for U.S. Senate, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 if you count none of the above. What you're going to need to do is do some research on each of these candidates. You may decide that you're going to look at political party. You may decide that you want to do some research online. If you do research online, I would highly recommend to go to, for instance, the College of Southern Nevada's library website, where you can get a guide for being able to determine whether information online is good sound information or it might be misinformation. So they're going to have you to look, is there evidence provided? Is there data? Are there footnotes? Can you get in contact with the person who wrote it? That type of information. Unfortunately, the advertising we see on TV, no one takes very seriously because it always seems to be kind of a half-truth. And unfortunately, campaign websites have now become very standardized. So there's a little bit of information there, but not the full amount of information that most of us want when we're researching a candidate. So you can look and ask, well, is this person an incumbent? Are they already in this office? Do they have a voting record? Have they passed laws? Are they looking at ordinances? What have they done already as this elected official? If it's somebody that is new, for instance, the Secretary of State's office is extremely important. Currently, Barbara Sagafsky is our Secretary of State, done an awesome job, but she's termed out. So you can only be in a certain office a certain number of times, so she can't run again. So everybody running in the Secretary of State's race is new. So you're going to have to spend some time doing your research, making sure that it's good, reliable information you're getting from the web. You can go on Facebook under events. You can go to the social media accounts for the candidates, and it will tell you where the candidates are going to be when it comes to meet and greets and forums and just community events where they're going to show up and be a participant. Go to those if you can, shake their hand, have a discussion with them, get to know the person a little bit. That's often a good way of being able to ask a very direct question and get a direct answer that you might not get through a TV commercial or a website. As you're going through, and again, you get to these candidates for nonpartisan offices, these are our open primary races. So everything above that little line here that says candidates for nonpartisan offices, those were the closed primary races. Everything after the nonpartisan offices, that thing right there in the third column, Those are the races where people ran in an open primary. That's going to be judges, justices of the peace, school board, board of regent. It's really important to do your due diligence and do your research on those candidates as well. People will say to me oftentimes, well, does it really matter? You know, I'm not ever going to be standing in front of a judge. I promise you, you're going to be standing in front of a judge eventually. The judicial system, our legal system, handles divorces, it handles adoptions, it handles traffic tickets, all the way up to murder cases. And so eventually in your life, you're going to be serving as a jury member. You're going to be someone who's called to testify. You're going to maybe be a plaintiff or a defendant. So it's really important to have good people on the bench. You need to be aware, though, when you are researching the judicial candidates, they cannot tell you how they would rule in a case. That would be unethical. They need to be very open. They need to not have already predetermined anything. So if it's a case, they're looking at the evidence, they're hearing what's being said, and their decision is based on the law and the particulars of that case. So if you say, how would you vote or how would you decide in this type of a case or that type of a case, they'll tell you ethically, I cannot tell you. You can ask them, which bench are you running for? Which court are you running for? Is it family court, justice court, district court? Are you going to be a justice of the peace? And then ask them, what does that court do? And they might tell you, well, family court is where we do have adoptions. That's where we have divorces. And then you would say, well, then why are you the best person for that particular court? That's really important information. So focus on those types of questions. And then when you're doing research, again, just look for reliable information. The next thing you're going to see on your sample ballot are the ballot questions that you can vote on. And ballot questions are very important. Ballot questions are where the people get to have a say in our democracy, not just voting for someone else to do something, to pass a law or to amend a constitution. Ballot questions are where we, the people, do it ourselves. And so ballot questions are direct democracy and they're very important. So I want to make sure that you listen to another video where we're going to go over the ballot question. Ballot questions can be researched. There's information about them. You should do your due diligence the same with ballot questions as what you do with candidates to make sure that you feel confident when you cast that vote, either yes or no on a ballot question. To reiterate, how do we research candidates? We can use our sample ballot. That's how we find their names, what office they're running for. We can Google names. If it's an incumbent, what has the person accomplished in that office? What committees have they served on or chaired? Are they available to meet somewhere? Can you go to an event? Can you go to a forum where you're going to be able to meet them? If it's a new candidate, what other experience do they have that would make them a good fit for this office? Do they have a platform? Are there certain issues that they support or opposed? And are they available to meet? Are they going to events? Are they going to forums? Is there somewhere you can go and meet them? Again, judicial candidates are a little bit different. So the search criteria are going to be a little bit different. They can't respond to how would you rule. So you can ask them, which court are you running for and what does that court do? What level of experience do you have? What's your judicial philosophy? And then try and meet the candidate. Are they going to be at a meet and greet? Will they be at a forum? Are they going to different types of organization events? All this is very important and will help you to feel confident when you cast your vote for a candidate. So again, this is Dr. Sandra Cosgrove. I'm a history professor at the College of Southern Nevada and executive director of Vote Nevada, where our tagline is solving problems through civics. You can visit our website, you can visit our blog, or you can email me at info@votenevada.org, and please do follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you.